Hello and welcome. And in this video, we will be discussing about what is the difference between data analyst, data engineer, machine learning engineer, and data scientist. Okay, so if you are new to this data world, it might become very overwhelming for you because you might get confused between all these terms and all these job roles. And so in this video, by the end of this video, everything will be very clear to you. Okay, you will have a clear picture in your mind, and based on that you can decide that what you want to do further. So what does a data analyst do? What does a data engineer do? What does a ML engineer responsible for? ML stands for machine learning. And what is the job responsibilities of a data scientist? What are the difference in skill sets, their job roles? Okay, so we will discuss about all these things in this video. So see, both everything is related. The very first thing is that everything is related to one another. Okay, now, if I say that a data scientist will not have the knowledge of a data analyst, then that would be a completely false statement. Because first somebody becomes an analyst and then he becomes a data scientist. Okay. Whereas a machine learning engineer will have a much greater knowledge of machine learning algorithms compared to a data engineer. Okay. So without complicating things, let's move inside the video. So what is data telling you? Data can be of many types. Okay. Descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. All right. Now, what is happening in my business? Comprehensive, accurate, and live data, effective visualization. Okay. So descriptive. If someone is working on descriptive data, then he will have to take the live data, he'll have to clean the data, and he will have to visualize. He will have to make visualizations. Okay. Then, if someone is responsible for working on diagnostic data, then why is it happening? Ability to drill down to the root cause, ability to isolate all confounding information. So, if somebody, see, let's say that I am giving you a practical example. So, let's say that a company provides you with the sales data. Okay, a company provides you with the sales data. Now, as a data analyst, you will have to take the data out of the database. Okay, for that you will have to use some querying languages like SQL. Then you will have to clean the data. All right, and then you will have to do visualizations. Now visualizations you can do using some software like Tableau or Power BI, or you can even use Python. Okay, and if the quantity of data is less, you can even do the visualization on Excel. Now this is descriptive. You are basically describing that what is happening. You are not predicting anything. You are not saying that what will happen in the future, but you are just describing that what is happening. Now diagnostic is that why is it happening. Okay, if somebody deals with data and it's a diagnostic, somebody, if it is expected of him to diagnose the data, then he or she will basically say that why, if the sales is improving, then why is it improving? Maybe some big business practices which they have recently started following, or if the sales is decreasing, then maybe due to some business practices. So why that is happening? Okay, this is the work of somebody who looks into the diagnostic form of the data. Then predictive. So mostly the predictive analysis is done by the data scientist. Okay, so a data scientist is responsible for taking the data after the cleaning and all is done, then applying some machine learning algorithms, and he basically can predict the future of the sales of the company. So predictive. And then prescriptive, then that what do I need to do? Okay, it will recommend actions and strategies based on champion challenger testing strategies outcome, applying advanced analytical skills to make specific recommendation. All right, so as this the value goes on, the complexity also goes on. Okay, so analysts. First, we will talk about data analyst. So, as the name suggests, a data analyst is a person who analyzes the data. In simple words, a data analyst take data from the company for a specific topic, then interprets and analyzes it, and finally presents it in a report. Okay, so the main task of a data analyst is to create a report, takes the data, cleans the data, visualizes the data, makes report. Okay, a data analyst helps the company to do competitive analysis and identify trends and trends within the industry. So a data analyst will say that is the trend increasing or the trend of something is decreasing based on the data. Everything which he says is based on the data. And how does he get to know that? By simple data analytics technique and simple visualization. Okay, so this is what a function of a data analyst is. Then what are the skills required to become a data analyst? So high level of mathematical ability. Okay, mathematics, also linear algebra, basically 11, 12 calculus, linear algebra, all those. Then statistics. Okay, statistics is very important for a data analyst. Technical tools such as SQL, Oracle, and Python. The ability to analyze, model, and interpret the data. The ability to analyze, and how will a data analyst have the ability to analyze? By using some statistical techniques. Okay, so in statistics, probability is very important, Bayes theorem. Then your different p square z, what are z scores, what is chi-square test, what is ab testing, all those things. Okay, which is basically you will study in the undergraduate level statistics paper. Okay, so in data monk channel we have a separate playlist created wherein we have explained all the concepts of statistics. So if you have any doubts about it, if you're not sure, if you want to start your data science or data analyst journey, then you can definitely refer to those videos. Okay. Then modeling the data, cleaning the data, interpreting the data. Okay. After data cleaning is done, how can you clean the data? So you can clean the data using feature engineering. Okay. And you can how to replace the missing values, because if you collect a data there must be some null values. How you can replace the null values, and how you can clean the data, how you can visualize the data using Seaborn or Matplotlib, or using Tableau or Power BI, and what are the interpretations, means what do you understand by that data. Okay, if you have created a bar graph or if you have created a histogram, what do you understand what is the trend of the data, is it increasing or is it decreasing. Okay, and what can you do like, no, a data analyst will not say that what can be done for the trend to increase or decrease in future. He'll just mention that what he understands from the data, whether the trends are increasing or decreasing. Okay, now problem solving skills, a methodical and logical approach, accuracy, and attention to details. Okay, so collecting data collecting data, then analyzing data and preparing reports in the form of graphs and timelines and pie charts. Now this is the job of a data analyst. Now job roles is determining company goals, mining and cleaning data. A data analyst had to mine and clean the data so as to make it usable for the analysis process. Because you cannot work on data which is not clean. You cannot work on a data which has a lot of null values. Okay, you will have to do something about it. So what does a data analyst do? His main important task is to clean the data. Okay, clean the data, present it to the data scientist for him to work on further. Analyzing the data. This role is most important. A data analyst has to analyze the data and then interpret optimum results. Pinpointing trends and patterns. Finding trends and patterns are also important as it reduces the analyzing part significantly. Then creating reports with clear visualizations. Report translates raw data into information. Okay, because if somebody is sitting on a managerial position and he has no idea about statistics, he is seeing the data but he is not being able to understand the data because of the lot of complexities present in the data set, then in that case a data analyst comes to play, and he will have to take the data and visualize the data for him to understand in the form of diagrams, graphs, pie charts, and bar charts. Okay, so this was all about data analyst. Now coming to data engineer. Okay, what is a data engineer? So what are the skills required for becoming a data engineer? Data models, comparative analysis of data storages, logical operations, data modeling techniques, database clustering, tools and techniques. Now, a data engineer basically does all these things. Okay, he is involved in software engineering also, involved in big data also, programming. He also have a lot of knowledge about programming, ML modeling. ML stands for machine learning, statistics, data visualization, data wrangling, database, business, data engineering, ML deployment. Okay, so a data engineer has a knowledge of all these things, all these domains. Okay. Now, what is a machine learning engineer? Okay, what is a machine learning engineer? A machine learning engineer is a person who trains the existing system to make it learn and predict the trend or outputs if the data set is given. The data scientist is typically trained to be stronger in statistics, while the ML engineer is typically trained to be stronger in computer science. Now, see, to become a good a good data scientist or a good data a machine learning engineer or data engineer, you will have to have the knowledge of both statistics and business and IT. Okay, so you will have to have the knowledge of both information technology, new skills, new techniques, new tools, coding languages, and also you'll have to have the knowledge of statistics. Okay, but a data engineer, this is the main difference between a data engineer and a machine learning engineer, is that a data engineer is basically stronger. He's trained to be stronger in statistics, whereas a machine learning engineer is trained to be stronger in computer science. Okay, on one hand, machine learning engineers get slightly more paid than data scientists. On the other hand, the demand or the job openings for a data scientist is more than that of a ML engineer. Okay, so this is a very important point to note, that even though in some cases it might happen that a machine learning engineer gets paid a little more, a slight little more than a data scientist, than what a data scientist earns, but still the job opening for data scientist is much more than that of a machine learning engineer. Okay, so, who is an ideal machine learning engineer or machine learning entrepreneur? So, an ideal machine learning engineer, it has the knowledge of all these things: sales, data analyst, accountant, management. Okay, all these in business. Then, data science, IT programmer. Okay, ML team lead, CS professor, and marketing math professor, mathematician. So everything, it communication is also required, mathematics is also required, programming is also required, business knowledge is also required. So you should have working knowledge of everything. Okay, nobody is telling a data analyst or a machine learning engineer or data scientist or a data engineer to become, professor of all these things. No, but a working knowledge of all these things is important, and that makes an ideal machine learning engineer. Now, what are the skills required? So, strong programming skills, as we have discussed before, that a machine learning engineer is someone who is more efficient in the knowledge of computer science, is more trained in the knowledge of computer science. So, strong programming skills, okay, Python and other programming languages required. Then depth knowledge of machine learning algorithm. When I talk about machine learning algorithms, I mean to say that supervised learning, unsupervised learning, what is regression classification, k-means clustering, decision trees, okay. So XGBoost, all these things, all the different kinds of machine learning algorithms, reinforcement learning, okay. So all these things are required, okay. And R and Python for modeling. You will have to take the data, you will have to model the data, okay. You will have to separate the data, test data and train data, and then you will have to deploy machine learning algorithms, okay. All these things are needed to be done, so you need some kind of programming languages for doing it. Either you will need R, or I find Python to be more useful and more easy to use, okay. Then applied mathematics, you should also be familiar with the concepts of applied mathematics, linear algebra, all those things, okay. Then, what are skills required to become a machine learning expert? Expertise in computer fundamentals, in-depth programming knowledge, knowledge of probability and statistics, data modeling and evaluation skills. Now, what is the job role of a machine learning engineer? So, a job role of a machine learning engineer is to design and develop machine learning systems. Okay, research and implement appropriate ML algorithms and tools, select appropriate data sets and data representation methods, run machine learning tests and experiments, perform statistical analysis and fine tuning using test results. Now we come to data science, or somebody who does practice data science as a profession is known as data scientist. A data scientist is a combination of all the above job types. He is a person who is an analyst, he knows programming, he knows ML, and he has business knowledge also. Okay? And that is why a data scientist is the sexiest job for the 21st century, according to Harvard University. Okay, according to Harvard University, data scientists is the sexiest job for the 21st century, because he is somebody who knows everything, okay, who has the working knowledge of everything: an analyst, programmer, ML engineer, and also business domain, okay. So data science is a combination of maths and statistics. It's a combination of machine learning. It's a combination of computer science, IT, software development, domains, business knowledge, and traditional research. Okay. So what makes a good data scientist? What makes a good data scientist? Now this slide is very important. You will You will get to know about the different skill sets which is expected for a data scientist, okay, which a company expects a data scientist to have when the company hires a data scientist. So strong knowledge of Python, SAS, R, and Scala. So SAS, Scala, all these are softwares. Okay, R and Python are programming languages. So strong knowledge of these things, at least Python or R. Okay, at least SAS or Scala. Then knowledge of machine learning, very important. Knowledge of machine learning, different machine learning algorithms. Okay, understanding multiple analytical functions. Then ability to work with unstructured data from various sources like video and social media. You should also know how to work with unstructured data. Okay, hands-on experience on SQL database coding, very important. SQL is very important. You should know that how to collect data from databases. Okay, so hands-on experience in SQL and database coding. So, what are the skills required to become the data scientist? So, the skills required to become a data scientist is statistics. Okay, first and foremost, statistics. Then we have machine learning. Then we have multivariable calculus and linear algebra. Very, very important. Multivariable calculus and linear algebra. Then we have software engineering skills. We have data wrangling. Okay, the original data might be messy and have too much noise. It is the job of a data scientist to clean it and make it usable. Okay, because there are many data sets available. A company has a lot and tons and tons and tons of data. Now somebody will have to make use of that data. But if you look at the data, if you import a data in Python and if you look at it, it'll there will be thousands of rows, thousands of columns. It will be a lot messier than what you think. Okay, so now it it becomes the job of a data scientist to take the data and clean it. A data analyst also does that, but a data scientist has all the knowledge of what a data analyst has. Okay, because a data analyst is a subset of data scientist. So data wrangling is very important. Then data visualization and storytelling. It is the responsibility of a data scientist to visualize the results he got and make a report of his conclusion. Okay, so data scientist is not only responsible for taking the data and cleaning their data and deploying machine learning algorithms, but he will also have to present the data in front of the stakeholders, in front of the clients in such a way that they understand. Okay, he will have to present the data in the form of a story. So the storytelling techniques or the communication skills are also very important for a data scientist to have. Okay, so what are the job roles of a data scientist? Designing machine learning systems, research and implement appropriate ML algorithms and tools, developing machine learning applications according to the requirements, performing statistical analysis, and fine tuning using test results. Now this chart is very important. Okay, this chart is very important. So if you look closely in this chart, you will understand why I'm saying that's very important. So here we have data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, machine learning engineer, and here we have the different skills. Now this chart basically tells that which profession should have more knowledge in what domain. Okay, so a data analyst should have high analytical skills. Okay, business acumen, a data analyst should be familiar with business skills, and the business skills should be medium to high. Okay, then storytelling, data storytelling should be high. Okay, because he will have to do perform visualization of the data and he will have to explain it. Okay, so this data storytelling, that skill should be high. Soft skills should be medium to high and software skills should be medium. Then the data engineer, analytical skills should be medium. Business, a data engineer is not expected to have a know-how of business, so it's low. Data storytelling low. Soft skills should be medium and software skills should be high. Then a data and a scientist, see in this everything should be high. Okay, he should have analytical skills also, he should have business acumen also, he should have storytelling skills also, or very good communication skills, he should have soft skills, and software skills should be medium. Okay, but still everything is high. Now ML engineer, medium to high analytical skills. Then business, medium. Storytelling, low. Soft skills, high. Software skills, high. So this chart basically summarizes everything of what this video was about. Okay, so I hope that this video has given you a clear idea about the difference between the job profiles of a data analyst, okay, data engineer, machine learning engineer, and a data scientist. Now, a topic which everybody wants to know. that what is the salary expectations of these things, of these job profiles. So to give you a fair idea, so starting from the, like, I'm going up, like, increasing order. So the data analyst average salary of a data analyst is around 5 to 6 lakhs per annum in India. Then the average salary of data engineer is around 10 LPA. Of machine learning, the average salary of machine learning engineer is about 15 LPA, and the average salary of data scientist is about 12 to 13 LPA. Okay, so according to the salary expectations, it's the machine learning engineer who earns slightly more than that of a data scientist. So we have data analyst first, we have data engineer second, data scientist third, and then we have machine learning engineer. Okay, and this is the increasing order. As you can see my mouse pointer, it's increasing order of the salary. Okay, but as I have discussed earlier also, that the job roles or the job availability in the market for a data scientist is much more than compared to a machine learning engineer. Okay, so this was it, and in the next video we'll come up with some more interesting topics in which I'll try to explain some more interesting things. So stay tuned.